too close. Hello, and welcome to Prince George's County Board of Elections. I am Wendy Honesty Bay, and today we will be conducting a public demonstration on our 2025 special election voting equipment. Here to do the demonstration with us today, we will have Michael Colbert, and Darren Sumter.
Good morning. All right, so what we're going to do this morning, we're going to conduct a demonstration of the logic and accuracy process that we use to program our voting equipment here in Prince George's County. So here what we have today, I have the ballot marking device, which is an accessible piece of equipment. It is not a voting machine, but it is a printer and an accessible device to allow people with disabilities to mark their ballot. And we have the DS200, which is the ballot scanner. This is the voting machine. So what we're going to do, we're going to conduct a few tests of this equipment, and this is what we do to get these units programmed and ready for election. So I will start with the ballot marking device, and Darren will start with the DS200 scanner. Now, what we do with all of this equipment before every election, we have to qualify the equipment. And qualify, what that means is we take a memory stick that has been created by the state, and what that memory stick does, it wipes out all of the old information, all the old elections from these machines before we insert the new memory stick with the current election data in there. So at this time, that's what we're going to be doing. So Darren is going to demonstrate on the DS200, and what he's doing now, he's popping in the election qualification stick and he's turning on the unit. Please allow that unit about 5 minutes, or about 3 or 4 minutes to turn on, because it has to boot up just like a regular computer would. What I'm going to do, we have the ballot marking device already powered up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in the qualification memory stick. Now the machine is detecting media. Once the next screen comes up, it's going to prompt me for an election code. I'm not an election code, a qualification code. And like qualification code, like I said in the beginning, is specific to every election. Before the next election is, before we go into the next election, we always enter a qualification to qualify the unit for the new election. It says, please wait, clearing and initializing. So what that means is it's clearing out the old data and it's initializing the new handshakes for the new election. Now, you heard that, the DS200 scanner is starting to power up. And what Darren has done, he's put in the qualification memory stick. He's going to enter the qualification code to qualify that unit as well. So now it says clear and initialize. The clear and initialize process was completed successfully. Next step, remove the EQC, which is election qualification media. Once I remove that, I take the election definition media for the ballot marking device, and I will insert that. Darren will do the same with the DS200, as that has been cleared and initialized. Also, what I'm going to demonstrate with this unit is the functionability of it being a machine for people with disabilities. So what we do, we have the keypad and headphones. So what we'd use is the keypad to select the ballot choices on here for the people that have hearing or visual disabilities. And this is just not a machine for people that have disabilities. Anybody can use the ballot marking device if they would like to make their selections electronically. That's just a preference for some people, but this machine is there for people that have hearing or visual disabilities. So now I'm going to enter the election code, and Darren's going to do the same with the DS200. It says, please wait, verifying election. So if I did not have the correct qualification media in there, this election would not be verified. So we're going to see in a second if I have the right qualification in here. I believe I do. And if you heard that noise, the DS200 has started printing out a configuration report. And what that's doing is every time we turn that machine on, or it's like your computer at home. When you get the BIOS screen, it has a bunch of different information on it about the disk size, battery percentage, serial number, a lot of vital information for that machine. So it's printed out the configuration report, and now it is ready to be voted. With our test, it's ready to go through our test. So Darren's putting in another code, and I say okay on my machine, and this machine now is ready to be for me to perform the test. So the way we perform these tests with the ballot marking device, we take the ballot activation card, or BAC for short. We'll insert that into the ballot marking device. And what I will do is I will vote the first selection of each race, just the first selection of each race. The ballots that Darren has are pre-printed. It's what we call a test deck. That comes from the manufacturer, and it's a pre-printed test deck with results that the state has put on the ballots. So what he'll do is he'll insert those into the DS200 scanner. So as I go through, I'm voting the first selection of each race. And by voting the first selection of each race, that will help determine our predetermined results, the expected results that we're supposed to have from the state. So Darren has already entered the test deck into the DS200, and he's just waiting for the ballot activation card to come from the ballot marking device to read into the scanner. Like I said, just the first selection of each race. And you see here, it's giving me an exclamation point. It says vote for up to 4, so that was my mistake. Most races you vote for just 1. Some races you vote for no more than 4. So what I have to do is go back to that race and select the first 4 candidates of that race. And as you know, the exclamation point went away. All of my votes are selected correctly. And I hit print card. Now I take the ballot activation card and I hand it over to Mr. Darren, and he's going to insert it into the DS200 scanner. And that ballot was successfully cast, as well as his pre-printed test deck. At this point, what we do is we'll close down the DS200. Well, we'll go to close the polls. So what this does is simulates us closing out an actual election night. Once that closes out, Darren will remove the stick, hand it to me, or when we're doing the actual test, Darren himself will actually go and upload that stick to the state. And once he does that, he'll see on the server that his results came in with the right numbers. And at that point, he'll bring the stick back to the unit, and put it back in the machine, and then we'll clear out the votes to make sure that the votes are clear before Election Day. So at the end of this test, on this printout, he'll have where we started out the votes with zeros. There was a zero totals printed out before we started. Then he'll have the results attached to the same tape, the results from the test that he just performed. And then once he brings the memory stick back to clear out the results, he's going to print out another copy of zeros. So you'll have zeros, results, and then zeros before that machine goes out, so we know this machine has been zeroed out for the next election. Also, so let's just say he's brought that machine back. He's going to pop the stick back in. He's going to turn the machine on and clear it out and print the zeros. So what I'll do right now at this point, the test with the ballot marking device is complete. What we do, I don't have any with me, but when we finish these tests, we always make sure we check the physical of the unit, make sure that the screen is wiped down, sanitized before we put it away, because we still, even though we're not in COVID anymore, we still want to make sure that we cut down on the germs and anything like that we send out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut down the ballot marking device, and in a couple of minutes, once the DS200 boots back up, we'll show you how we seal it up and lock it up for the election. Also, with this equipment, we always have tamper tape and seals, and these all have their own number on there. So when we are doing our tests on our paperwork, well, we have tablets that we perform the test on, but we'll enter all of these numbers into a form. That form goes and gets printed out by our IT department, which they print out the integrity reports. The integrity reports are sent to the chief judges on election day. So what the chief judges would do when they get their equipment, they'll look at their integrity report to make sure that all this information that we entered matches. So that means the tamper tape, the seals, the counts on all of the equipment, all of that stuff is put into our system and printed out on the integrity report. So the judges verify that on election day. And I've been doing this for a long time, and it's always been, we've never had an issue with the tamper tape or seals not matching. So this is something, like I said, it's a good process that we use with the tamper tape and the seals to further ensure the integrity and safety of the equipment. So now, Darren has got the memory stick back up. Like I said, it takes a while for everything to boot back up. So what he's doing now is entering an override code. Nobody has that code except us here in-house. And what he'll do is he'll clear the votes. That's clearing the votes. And then he'll print out the third report, which is the zero totals. All right, you have successfully cleared the vote totals. Now this machine is ready to be turned off and sealed up for the election. So the tamper tape that I have here is going on the ballot marking device. That will go over the barrel lock here. And this is placed into its carrying case. And the DS200, he will place a tamper tape over the lock seal of that. There's a barrel lock for the screen, as well as 2 securing latches for the lid, a flat key in the front, and we have a place for you to put 3 seals on the outside of this. One is the top lid. The second one is the emergency transfer bin. And then the third seal goes on the bottom ballot bin. And like I said, these seals they each have a different number on them. Those seals would have been entered into our system, printed out on an integrity report, so when the judges get their stuff on election day, election morning, they will verify all of the seals before they open them up and conduct the election. So that is all I have as far as the demonstration of the public, of the logic and accuracy test. Thank you, and get out and vote.